Well guys, after over 3 years of speculation and debate, we finally have confirmation. Spike is sleeping with Rarity. Now this is what I'm talking about. The slice of life stories where the real focus is on the relationship of these characters. This is what I've really missed about this show. But what about the episode?
Now, on the surface, this is the type of episode that I really shouldn't enjoy. A very prosaic type plot, another case of forcing all of the main six into the plot while Spike is pushed to the sidelines, and a real lack of any real serious conflict or dilemma.
In reality, I enjoyed the hell out of this episode.
The main reason is the focus on the castle as the newest addition to the show. Instead of it just being a plot device or a toy seller, they actually managed to make a story out of it. However, the breakfast scene at the start of the episode did piss me off a little because it reminded me of one aspect of American life that I have always been envious of. You see, the thing is, I fucking love pancakes. In my country, however, we only really eat them once a year, the day before the start of Lent, better known as Shrove Tuesday. And yet you guys eat them for breakfast! So watching this part just made me feel depressed. I really enjoyed the subtle bits of comedy during this scene though. Like Rarity checking her pancakes after Pinky mentions there is a spoon in one of them, and Pinky choking on said spoon while Applejack talked.
Now I know I said that the conflict in this episode wasn't all that serious, but that's really only the immediate reaction I had when I found out what this episode was about. A whole episode about redecorating the castle? You serious? But after thinking about it, I realised that there is a bit more to it than that.
Twilight didn't just move house at the end of season 4. She was forced out of her home, and say what you want about the castle's design, you can't deny it is very different from the treehouse. It has been quite a jarring experience in her life forced upon her, and any pony would feel uncomfortable. Her reluctance to want to be there is where this becomes a more serious problem. I have kind of mixed feelings about the song. I liked the tune and I liked the purpose it served in the plot as a montage of them decorating the castle, but would you listen to some of these lyrics?
It'll feel divine. And we'll make this castle home. So we make this castle a home. So we make this castle a home. So we make this castle a home.
Jeez, repetitive isn't even the word.
Something else I had mixed feelings about was the way Spike was portrayed and treated by the other characters.
First of all, he wakes up late for the breakfast and he isn't even allowed to stay long enough to eat what's left. That just seems really unfair to me.
I really liked the way he didn't hesitate to say what he really thinks of the castle. I've always felt that saying what every pony else is thinking but doesn't have the guts to say is a good use of his character. It helps to move the plot forward without needing any of the main six to act out of character.
I do still have to question Kathy Westluck's delivery of this line.
Sweet Celestia!
Doesn't it sound a bit too feminine?
Sweet Celestia!
I don't know, am I the only one that thinks she could have done a better job there?
And are they really resorting back to having him fawning over Rarity? I mean, this relationship has always been portrayed rather inconsistently. Sometimes there is a mutual respect between the two of them, like in Inspiration Manifestation, but other times it's like Spike doesn't have a crush on her at all, like in Dragon Quest or Simple Ways. I would have thought by now their relationship had evolved past the stage of Rarity just exploiting his affections for her. You know, as much as I loved Spike's photobombing that poster as a gag, the sad truth is, it's a perfect visual metaphor for Spike's role in the series. The writers really don't know if he's part of the main cast or not.
He was willing to throw his back out just to buy the other 5 a bit more time decorating. Doesn't he deserve more recognition than this?
As far as the pacing of this episode is concerned, I was actually pretty impressed. For such a basic and mundane premise, the episode never felt like it was dragging. There was something slightly different happening in every scene, and each stage of the plot felt like it went on for just long enough that none of it felt like filler. The only part I didn't like was this sort of false crisis they created after they cleared out the castle and started panicking about Twilight coming back soon.
Come on, guys. I can understand you being worried when the castle was a mess, but now it is clean, what's the worst that can happen when Twilight sees it? She'll be a little disappointed, but that's all. It's really not as big a deal as you're making it out to be.
Having said that, I was impressed when they came up with an idea to make the castle more homely, but we aren't actually told what it is they are planning to do. We just see them heading over to the treehouse with shovels, then Rarity says they're going shopping, and even as they are setting it up inside the castle, we don't actually see what it is. It's only when Twilight sees it that it is properly revealed.
I love that kind of writing. It keeps the audience interested for just the simple reason that they want to know what's going on. Even if you were able to guess what it was they were going to do, you'd still keep watching just to find out if you were right.
My only minor gripe was the convenience of having them happen to be heading past the store where Twilight and Spike just happened to be at exactly the moment Spike needed to know if they were ready.
Also, is this the quills and sofa store? Has he decided to expand his market to beds now?
The ending has a nice heartwarming feel to it, mixed with some great comedy with Spike's blunt and brutal honesty. The roots do make a nice addition to the castle, and I was pleased to hear that the roots were not the only thing they added.
There is also a good moral about how when things change in your life, you need to just let it go and move on. But at the same time, hold on to the memories. And as long as you do that, they will always be a part of you.
But the last line puzzles me.
What? It's not my fault I hid them so well.
Pinky, if you're the one that hid them, then how exactly is that not your fault? Just Pinky being Pinky, I guess.
Overall, there is a very mundane feel to the episode that reminded me a lot of my issues with May the Best Pet Win, where there isn't actually much at stake. The reason it works here is because it's about the other five doing something for their friend out of pure love for her. There is just something very heartwarming about that, right down to the way that they start to panic when they are running out of time. It was nice to see a few tender moments between Twilight and Spike, and the comedy, while a bit sparse in places, was some of the show's best. The other five are a bit one-dimensional during the first half of the episode, but they really pulled through at the end with the tree root decoration.
The moral is also a good way to help fans of this show understand that this show needs to change and evolve in order for it to remain as good as it is. But at the same time, those early episodes haven't gone away and you can still enjoy them as well. Though I still think the castle's design is a fucking mess. Hey guys, so I've kind of been ignoring the elephant in the room for this entire review, but yeah, this is my actual phase in an actual review of an MLP episode. I don't think I've done that before. But anyway, yeah, this is just something a little bit different, a little bit sort of new and radical that I wanted to try for a review for Season 5. If you guys like this as an idea, I might do it again for future reviews. So let me know in the comments what you think of this as a different kind of format, and if you guys like it, I might continue to do it in future videos. But anyway, that's that, guys. Take care.